Hi everyone, it's Spades 109 here. Welcome to the first video of 2026 for this channel. It's been a while. Anyways, I was just gonna go over my book reads this year, what I've been reading, what I was planning on reading, and what I plan on reading for this upcoming year. Yeah. So if you hear crying, it's my cat. She is a chirper. So, in terms of books that I wanted to get to, we have The Night Ends with Fire by, I just had the name of this, KX Song. KX Song. I don't know what I was thinking of otherwise. KX Song. The Night Ends with Fire. It's a Mulan retelling. I got to reading this one. I really, really liked it. I find that a lot of stories of Mulan, they end typically with her becoming a concubine, or she goes back to live with her family, but she doesn't get any other rewards of being a war hero. Sometimes she just ends up in jail, and I liked the way that they made her take her power back, I would say, and how she wanted this power for herself. And she was doing things for her family and doing things for these reasons, but ultimately she had a large say in it, I would say, in terms of what she wanted personally. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And then I did finish Iron Flame. I had started it at the end of last year. I did finish it, and I finished it in time for Onyx Storm. Enjoyed it. I did not finish The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I did not finish Gatsby. I did not finish These Violent Delights. I did not finish A Study in Drowning. And I did not finish Foulheart Huntsman. Didn't happen this year. In terms of books I did finish, I finished those two that I mentioned. I also finished Onyx Storm. Finished that one. And then I read Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Loved this book. I took a lot of philosophy classes in school, and I have a couple minors in philosophy. And I also love Dante's Inferno. So picking this up, I was like, this sounds so right up my alley. And I absolutely adored this book. Devoured it. Loved it. This one, I have the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes here as representation of Sunrise on the Reaping, because it came out in hardcover. It's not in paperback yet, and all my other copies are paperback, so I don't have my hardcover anymore. But I did read Sunrise on the Reaping. Really enjoyed it. Really great story. It came out in March. Follows Haymitch and his games. Really, really enjoyed that one. Other things that I started but did not finish this year were The Cruel Prince. I made it about 12 chapters in. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it this year. I hope to. It's my goal. I also started A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. I started reading this and I was like, okay, I finished the first chapter and I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm getting into, and this isn't the book I quite want to read yet. I think I was feeling a lot more romance at the time, and I was like, this is going to be a real story and not just we're jumping into it. So I haven't finished this one yet, but it's on there. And then I also started the series This Will Left to Fall in Love with Your Enemy. This was when I started reading for a romance. And I was like, oh, this is witty banter. It's cute. We're jumping right into it. It just wasn't what I was looking for at the time. I wanted something else. And so I was like, okay, we'll put this one down and we'll come back to it. So I started those. Did not finish them this year, but plan to. Let's look. I didn't share last time manga and graphic novels that I read because there's too many. I have this stack here, and this is not all of them. This, if the odds are, if it's a newer series that has been coming out, I have been reading all of these pretty much caught up with what's going on, unless they're obviously from a really long time ago, I would say. But if they've a newer series recently released, I typically buy them and I read them as they come up. So I just finished Long Period. I got the first volume, finished the second one. It's only a 2-part series. Finished the second one online. So really liked that one. Fall in Love, Ye False Angels. It's about 2 really popular well-liked people at their school that like put up their personas and they're able to be themselves around each other. I probably won't keep reading it, but I did enjoy it. I'm Here Beside You. This is volume 2, also a 2-part series. It's just weird. I don't know how to explain it, that like the circumstances are kind of weird. There's like time travel, but not time travel. There's a murder. I did enjoy it. It was interesting, is what I can say. Gazing at the Star Next Door. I'm not caught up with this one. I'm only on volume 5. But I really do enjoy it. It's just a slower read. It's a romance. It's cute. Then we have The Guy She Was Interested in Wasn't Really a Guy at All. The 3rd volume just came out. Finished volume 2. Really enjoy it. I like that the comic itself is this green, along with the black and white, which is not normal for manga standards. I know it started off, I want to say on Twitter was where the artist was first originally publishing it, and then it got big enough that he could keep going, and it's been blowing up, and I'm so happy for him because it's really cute. I love the art. Really enjoy it. Then we have Sasaki and Miyano. I'm sure some of you, like, it's a more popular one out of all of these, I would say. Really enjoy it. I got up to like volume 6 and then I was like, I'll probably stop buying physical copies of it and I might just read the rest online, or I might just watch the anime. I do really like it. It's very sweet. It's cute. Yeah, like that one. Blood Night Market looks spicier than it is. But there's this interesting, I don't really like vampires. There's this interesting dynamic with vampires and humans they got going on though, and like how like feeding and like coexisting works in this world. I don't know. I just want to keep reading and see where the story goes. But it doesn't look, it's not really as suggestive or romantic as the cover may suggest, I would say. Timon's B-Side, love this series. I think I've talked about it before in like my manga, one of my manga videos. But really love this one. I like the main character so much. I like the love story. It's very slow build. I love the side characters. It's cute. I like it a lot. Firefly Wedding's one that I started that I don't know if I'm going to keep going with it. I don't really love the dynamic. It's just a little icky to me. And you know what? Right up someone's alley. I think I can't put aside some disbelief, and it's not, I don't know, romantic possessive enough for me to be okay. It's like casual, like upsetting, and I need something to be upsetting so I can root for it, but not like a realistic amount. I think when it becomes a realistic amount of upsetting, that it's kind of like, why am I reading this? Why do I support this relationship? Love, that's an understatement. This is also, I believe, only 2 volumes. Really cute. It's just a cute love story. I like it. We also have It Takes More Than a Pretty Face. It's about a girl who this guy wants to drop out of school, and I think it was an all-girls school or something, and they're trying to like up enrollment, and so they're like, okay, we won't fail you if you can get people to come to the school by using your Instagram. And so she just starts off by taking pictures of him and something, but it becomes a cute love story that I enjoy between these two. Summer That Hikaru Died. I know that it's been blowing up lately, especially with the anime out on Netflix. I'm only finished volume 3. I've been like buying them and then returning them for credit at the bookstore is what I've been doing. So I like it. It's weird. It's not the highest priority of my manga reading list because I don't think it's just quite grasping for me. Horror is typically not my thing when it comes to manga. I like horror movies. I do. But manga, I'm like, I don't know. It's just something about it. But I don't know. I enjoy the manga more than I enjoyed the first episode of the anime. So I'll probably keep reading it in manga form. Requiem of the Rose King is one that I picked up. It's an older series. Like, it's not brand new. But I kept seeing the first like cover and I was like, what is this? And it's like this Shakespeare retelling of, I believe, King Henry and King Richard, I think. And so it's just weird. I don't know where it's going so far, really. I don't know what the plot of this main story is going to be. The first one was just a lot. And the second one so far has been like kind of unraveling more, but I don't know where it's going. I'm excited. And then graphic novels, Villains Destined to Die is one that I've been reading for a while. I know that it was a webcomic. I think it's finished on webcomic, or maybe it's still ongoing. I don't know as of right now. but I really love this story. I really enjoy it. I imagine it was a light novel before, because they started publishing the light novel in English. So I imagine it was initially based off that. But it's just really solid about a girl, trapped in a video game where she's the villain instead of the heroine, and it's a lot harder for her to get, like, her percentage points up and based on a love interest. And so she needs to basically get her love points up by the time that the heroine is introduced, so that she doesn't die. And all that encompasses that, and I really enjoy it. And then we have It's Always Raining Here. This was also a webcomic. I want to say it was on DeviantArt, because I used to read this when I was a kid, and then I saw that it was being published, and I was like, oh, that's so cute, I want to read it. So I reread this one, but very cute. So that's some of the stuff that I've read, some of the stuff that I've started. And then this pile is a pile of things that I plan to read this year. So firstly, we'll go with the books that I had on my TBR last time. None of those are really in the running for this year. I plan on finishing There's Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy, Fall for Your Enemy, and then Forgery of Fate is when I plan to finish. My goal is to finish A Cruel Prince, so I can at least say I've read it and then get rid of it if I don't like it. God in the Gwisin, I don't know how to say it. That's the sequel to God in the Gumiho. So I want to read this one. It's my lower priority though. High priority is Crown Tide. I don't know if this is finishing the series, but I'm expecting a lot of big things to happen, and so I want to be able to finish this. This is probably my first read of the year. I also want to read The Beauty's Blade is one that I want to start. I just really liked the cover. The story was mildly interesting. I was like, okay, let's pick this up. I do want to finish Vilest Things. I think this was also one that was on my TBR of last year, and I didn't get to it, but the third book's about to come out. I did really enjoy this, and so I want to get this done. The Dragon Wakes with Thunder is also another one. It's the second to The Night Ends with Fire series, and it's a duology. So it's just the two books. I want to read it. It's beautiful. And I want to see where the story goes. And then the last one, the big one, is Alchemized. So this came out, I want to say, in like September-ish. And for those of you who don't know, this used to go by a different name. It was called Manacled. It was a fan fiction that was on Archive of Our Own, and it was of Hermione. It was of Draco and Hermione work based loosely on The Handmaid's Tale. And I read that initially, and I actually didn't like it. I liked the writing. I liked the prose. I liked the plot. But it put me into a depression spiral when I read the story, and I like breezed through it in like a week, I want to say, or something, maybe under a week, and it just really took my soul away from me. And so knowing that, I knew I wanted, and I only read Manacled because I knew it was going to be pulled from the website, and I had heard a million things about this. And as someone who does enjoy that ship from time to time, I wanted to read one of the biggest ones ever. It's like same with Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy. I haven't read that original fic. I know that it's based on one, but so I wanted to read it. So I read Manacled. Didn't have a great time with it, but I knew I wanted to read this and the retelling, because from what I also know is that it's pretty different from the original thing. Like, there are elements that are the same, but there's a lot of change elements that really makes it its own story, and I'm really interested in reading it, but I've been putting it off no matter how much I want to read it, because of my experience with Manacled, I had a feeling that reading this book would put me into a very similar place. And so I talked with my therapist, and our goal was roughly February for when I could start reading this book. So that way I know that the general melancholy that I tend to feel during the fall and winter times, I wouldn't call it seasonal depression. I wouldn't go that far with it. Not for me, at least. There's just a lot of hard events that happened during that time for me. And so it's just often for me to get caught up in that morose feeling, I guess. So waiting till February, maybe even later, to start this for the sake of my own mental health. But I do plan on reading this that year. So we've got a different lineup than last year. Lots of hardcovers. But this is what we're looking at. I don't think it's that big of a stack. I think I can do it. I think I'm gonna miss maybe 2 of these. I won't tell you which ones they are, but you know, I never know. And then I'll keep reading manga and graphic novels. I think I'm gonna actually try to keep track of what I'm reading this year, so I can go, okay, this is one that I read, and then maybe I'll just like read a list or something at the end of this year to update. Hi. Anyways, yeah, so that's my plan for this year. Right now, because I'm directing a show called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, a lot of my free time is going to that show. And I don't know when I'm going to get free time soon for it. Sorry, that's my kitty. Yeah, are you purring? Hi. Good to see you too. But so between me working on my show right now and work, I don't have a lot of free time. I'm also having a trip to go to New York soon. So I don't know. I'm sure I will end up reading another book this year that is not in this pile at all. And it'll be great, and it'll be a great time. But otherwise, my goal is probably to start Crown Tide first. And then I don't know who I'll move on to afterward. But I don't know. We might just try to breeze through the Quill Prince. Who knows? Anyways, that's my heater kicking on. Well, have a happy 2026. I'm sure I'll see you guys later this year. And thank you if you're still around and sticking with me. I know that I don't upload very frequently, and it's pretty inconsistent when I do. But thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around. Bye.